Pariah is directed by Rees and stars Pariah, Kim Wines, and Charles Parnell. It tells the story of a Brooklyn teenager juggling conflicting identities and risks friendship, heartbreak, and family in a desperate search for sexual expression. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this movie. I've seen the trailer a few times. It looked mildly interesting and just wanted to see how it was. And actually, not half bad. Certain story elements you can see coming, but for the most part this is just kind of a standard story of what it's like to deal with, in this case, being a lesbian, and how you deal with it in your family and with your friends and how that affects their lives. I didn't really have problems per se with this movie, but I felt like the director could have sort of expanded on certain areas. For instance, with the main character, she is surrounded by her one true friend, and then she's got her family. She's never doubting that she's a lesbian, yet we never see her dealing with boys, anyone from her school that likes her, or possibly like a guy trying to ask her out on a date. We never see that, and I thought that that kind of limited her in her journey to find out who she was truly sexually. Also, there's a scene in this movie where the mother quite literally explodes due to the fact that her daughter is a lesbian, and she, tells her parents that both. And she seems very against this idea of her being lesbian, yet we're never really told why, because when somebody doesn't like something, whether it's an object, an idea, whatever, there is generally a reason for them not liking it. And so I felt like in order to truly understand emotionally why she didn't like her daughter being a lesbian, I wanted to know the backstory of her history with lesbians, of whether she grew up knowing lesbians or if somebody in her family was a lesbian growing up, but we never get that. So when she expresses dislike for her daughter being a lesbian, when you don't know why, it limits how emotional you get with the character and how much you can relate to them versus just watching an actor on screen portraying what somebody in real life really does feel. But overall, Pariah is a good film. It's not in the widest of release. I don't know how huge of a release it got. I know it came out, I think, on December 30, I think. I don't know how many theaters, but if it comes to a theater near you, maybe check it out. It just depends. The story probably won't intrigue most. It's not an exciting movie by any means, so I'm gonna give Pariah 3 out of 5 stars. It's a movie I think deserves to be in your Netflix queue. However, if you feel the need to go out and see it in the theaters when it comes to a theater near you, then by all means, go out and see it. It just depends on your taste.